Hey guys, we're going to talk about area and perimeter real quick. Boop, 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 boop. So, the perimeter, remember, is the distance around the shape. Okay? Go ahead and write that down if you forgot. But go ahead, pause the video, and try to solve 1 and 2. Okay, we're back. Simply add all of these sides up, because that would be the perimeter. Okay? I would use my handy dandy calculator. So 22, whoopsie daisies, 22.3 plus 22.3 plus 35, and we get 479.6. Boom. Done. Centimeters. Perimeter for this. This looks like a rectangle, so I'm going to treat it as such. Which means if this side's 12, so should this side be 12. And if this is 26, so should this other side be 26. Okay? And look, we've seen this formula. Perimeter is twice the length plus twice the width. Well, if this is the width and this is the length, we can just use this formula. And we've seen this formula before when rearranging formulas. So either way, you can sit there and add all these up. 12, 12, 26, 26. It won't matter. We'll all get the same answer. And again, if you wanted to use your handy dandy calculator, 2 times 26 plus 2 times 12, and we get 76. And just to prove a point, 12 plus 12 plus 26 plus 26, and indeed we get 76. Either way is fine with me. But let's talk about it on the coordinate plane. Now, I put the distance formula up here to remind you. We would have to use the distance formula between this point and this one to get the distance. But I'm telling you, since it's on the coordinate plane and we have it graphed, I feel like counting would be the quickest thing. Now, by all means, if you don't have a graph, well then you're going to have to just plug the points in and be very careful about making sure you're listing everything out correctly. Okay? But since we have a graph, I'm just going to take the shortcut and I am going to just simply count. So, up 1, up 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, remember the rise over run? This is the run, the rise is the rise part. So, take the square root. We ran 5, so 5 squared. And we rose 2, I guess is maybe the right way to say that. Okay. And look, oops, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to simplify this because I'm going to show you. If you have a nice handy dandy calculator or the Desmos one online, you can plug in everything just like you see it. Just like that. Boom, root 29 or 5 point, we'll make it 39. So root 29 or 5.39. Okay. Now, that's for this side. And look, the blue side, we can just count. 1, 2, 3, 4. That side's done. I'll make this side green. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guys, look, they're the same numbers. This side is going to be what we call congruent to this side. So we just have to double that answer. So again, writing this in the sense of decimals, we're just going to do 5.39. Whoops. Let's keep this color coded so you know where things are coming from. 5.39 plus the green used the exact same numbers, so we should get the exact same answer, plus the 4 that we counted. Alright, let's go ahead and get your calculator for that. Boop. So 5.39 plus 5.39 plus 4, and we get a perimeter of 1478. Now, be careful. If they wanted you to round, okay, then this probably might be 14, maybe to the 8. Okay, this was rounded to the hundredths, 2 decimal places, and then we just rounded it to the tenths. So be careful about all this rounding. Pay attention to what's being asked. Alright, this looks like a rectangle to me. Again, since I have a graph, I'm going to cheat and just count. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, 2 and 2. And notice we're making a triangle. I told y'all before this stems from Pythagorean theorem. Whoa! Gotta get my numbers back. Alright, and on the side, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we'll say this side is going to be that run of 2, and then square it, plus 2 squared. And then this side is going to be the run of 3 and the rise of 3 squared. Forgot my parentheses, but that's okay. So, again, I would just get my calculator or use the decimals on the line. Boop, we get 2 root 2. And then for the 3, we got square root 3 squared plus 3 squared. And we get 3 root 2. And again, this is a rectangle, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2. This is the same as that side. Both these sides are congruent. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Both of these sides are congruent, so we just need to double these. Remember, this is a rectangle, so it's like we're using this formula. And then just plug in what you know. This is the width, this is the length. So, P equals 2, oops, make this look better. 2, 3 root 2 plus 2, 2 root 2. And then I'm going to plug that in my calculator. Just like you see it. There we go. Plus 2, 2 root 2. Ah! Alright, there we go. I'm going to hit equal, and we get 10 root 2. But, as a decimal, boop, 1414. Yeesh. 14.14, but if I were to round to the tenths place, it'd be 14.1. Again, be careful with the rounding. Let's talk about area. Remember, in case you forgot, area is the amount of space covered by the boundary. So, here's some formulas you may want to write down. This is a triangle. Area equals half base times height. And remember, base and height will be perpendicular to each other. Okay? Rectangle, base times height. Parallelogram, base times height. And trapezoid will be 1/2 b1 plus b2 times the height. Okay. Remember, the base and height are going to be perpendicular to each other. For example, if I had a triangle, all of this would be the base. Whoops. And this dotted line, the altitude, would be the height. If I had a rectangle, this would be the height, and this would be the base. Okay? If I had that parallelogram, which I've seen better drawings, this line right here would be its height. All of this would be the base. And a trapezoid. Holy moly. This would be B1. All of this down here would be B2. Again, that right there would be the height. Draw a better picture than I did. Yeesh. Oh, here's some examples. So, find the area of this triangle. It's a triangle, so I know I'm going to be using half base times height. So, looking at that right there, this shows me that this red line is the height, and this 9 is going to be the base. Okay, so 1/2 base is 9 times the height of 6.4. And believe me, when you do this stuff, you do want to use your calculator. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So, plug it in like I see it. 1/2 parentheses 9 parentheses 6.4, and we get, well, 28.8. And remember, this is meters, so meters squared. Super important. Squared is the 2. Volume would be cubed, which will be the 3. Let's look at another example. So, this is a square, which means all the sides are congruent. So if we're looking at the base, it too would be 10.8. And the height would be 10.8. So, or some people call it a side squared, S squared, cursive S, or this, okay, because all the sides are congruent. But for our example, we're going to stick with the base times height to keep things easy. Boom, we just multiplied those bad boys. Or square it. I think I'm going to hit the square symbol. Boop. And we get 116.64. 116.64. And if they wanted me to round to the tenths place, 116.6. Because the 4 does not round that 6. Oh, forgot my units. Let's make a little spot right here for it. Centimeter squared. Alright, boop. There's that trapezoid one. Again, area for the trapezoid was 1/2 B1 plus B2 times height. This is the height. This could be B1. This could be B2. Does not matter which one is which. And notice we don't even need this guy. So, 1/2 B1 is 3 plus 11. Height is 4.6. You know, I hate to say it, but your calculator can do all the heavy lifting for you. So plug it in like you see it. 1/2 parentheses 3 plus 11. In parentheses again, 4.6 equals 32.2. Boom. Ah, forgot my units again. Miles squared. There we go. And now we've already seen a triangle, so let's look at, here's that parallelogram. We will not use this one. We're going to use this one because it's indicated that it's going to be the height. Because that right triangle that we, or not that right triangle. Well, there is a right triangle right here. But I mean that right angle is what I'm trying to emphasize. The base and the height intersect at a right angle. That's what I'm trying to say. So, base times height. Base is 10.5 because that's what it's sitting on. And 5.2. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. So 10.5 times 5.2, and we get 54.6. 54.6 kilometers squared. Oh, fun fact, just to show you why it is squared. Okay, fun fact. I feel like we haven't answered this question, but I'll just go ahead and answer it for you. We're really multiplying 10.5 kilometers. Kilometers by 5.2 kilometers. Okay. Now we already multiplied the numbers together, and that's where the 54.6 comes from. But if you were to multiply the kilometers times the kilometers, that's where we get the kilometer squared part. It's the same thing as like saying x times x is x squared. It's the same kind of idea applied to the units. Okay. All right, now we need to find the area for these figures. So we got a triangle. Again, base times height. I'm going to look at this for the height, and this could be the base. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the height. And see, they intersect at that right angle. So, area for a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 4 times height of 5. I can do this in my head. 5 times 4 is 20. Half of 20 is 10. And we would say square units. Okay. Now number 7, on the other hand, this would be a right angle right here. So we need this length and this one. So I'll just change it to green real quick. 1, 2, taking the shortcut. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so taking our little cheat, our little shortcut here, 2 squared plus 2 squared, and this one's going to be 3 squared plus 3 squared. Again, get your calculator. I'm going to do root 2 squared plus 2 squared. And get 2 root 2. Okay. And then 3 squared plus 3 squared. And we get 3 root 2, just like we did before. I'm going to multiply these because this will be the width, this will be the length, or in this case, we're going to just make this one the base and this one the height. Okay, base times height. So 3 root 2 times 2 root 2. And it can be either one in this case because it's a rectangle. So get your calculator, and we're going to go 3 root 2. Oops. So make sure you get out of the radical there. And then 2 root 2. Ooh, and we get 12. All that work for 12. And if this was kinked back over, you should be able to count 12 squares in here. Just like if I were to count here, I mean, some of these squares are cut off, but there would be 10 squares being covered up right here. And you kind of can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 You know, there's 6 good ones here. You know, maybe 7, 8 here, and pieces of this could go here, and there's your 9, 10. So, you know, you kind of see it. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I kind of chopped up. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Where am I missing this at? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm counting 1 twice. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that's... Ah! I'm losing track of my triangles here. 1, 2... No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where's these triangles going? One, 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 two, three. Oh, this one right here. Haha. Okay, here, I'll color it, show you. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then right here. These two halves make 12. Haha, there we go. I was about to go crazy there for a second. Boop. Same game, but this one's just as easy. Look, we'll make this the height. This can be the base. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the base. 1, 2, 3 for the height. So base times height, 5 times 3, and we know that to be 15 square units. Easy peasy. Alright, that's all we're going to do. But again, if you got the coordinate plane, just count to get your answers, okay? Doop, 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 doop. In fact, I'll do this one with you because it's asking perimeter and area. So I'll just go ahead and do this one with you, and then we'll call it quits because this video is being longer than I wanted it to be. So, if we were to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'll make this side blue. Whoopsie daisies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, just really quickly counting to make sure these are indeed rectangles. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. So this side is congruent to this side, and this side is congruent to this side. So I can take my little cheat sheet or my little shortcut to get these lengths. So get your calculator and square root. We get 3 squared plus 3 squared, and we get 3 root 2. I think we've seen that plenty of times today. And square root 8. Oh boy, let me try that again. 8 squared plus 7 squared. And we get, ooh, root 113. Alright, now let's take some shortcuts we've learned. Perimeter for this object could be 2L plus 2W. Okay, we could do that, or we could sit there and add 3 root 2, 3 root 2, root 113, root 113. We would get the same answer. I'm just going to use the formula because this is used for rectangles. Okay, so 2, my length will be the one in blue, plus 2, and then my width would be what's in red. And again, hate to say it, get your calculator because it'll do all the heavy lifting for you. Just plug it in like you see it. I forgot the 3. Boop. There we go. 2. And then get out of there. Boop. Enter. That's a wacky number. I'm just going to hit SD and put the decimal. That 5, if I were going to the hundredths place, would round that 4 up to a 5. But if I were to go to the tenths place, it'd be 29.7 because that 4 doesn't round it. I think IXL was mostly in tenths, so I'll just stick with tenths right now. So we'll just make it 7. So 29.7 square units. That's perimeter. Area is base times height. Okay, we can use this number as our base, so root 113 times our height, which is going to be the 3 root 2. Again, plug that in your calculator just like you see it. Root 113. Ooh, too many. There we go. Times 3 root 2. It equal, yikes. Let's just put the decimal. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and round to the tenths place. So that make that a 1. So 45.1 square units. Boom. All right, I gotta stop the video here. See y'all.